Have you ever stopped to think about why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others struggle their entire lives and never manage to get ahead? There is a hidden secret in the Bible that can completely change your perspective on money. The problem is that almost no one talks about it. You were taught to believe that wealth is something bad, that having money is wrong, that seeking prosperity might distance you from faith. But what if I told you that these teachings have been distorted over time? That, in reality, the Bible reveals powerful principles that can transform your financial life without making you feel guilty about it? Stay until the end, because today, you will discover the wealth formula that no one tells you about. For years, many people have been taught to see money as something negative. How many times have you heard phrases like, money is the root of all evil, or poverty is a sign of humility? But is that really what the Bible teaches? Let's get straight to the point. First, that phrase about money being linked to evil was taken out of context. The actual verse says, the love of money is the root of all evil. In other words, the problem is not money itself, but how people relate to it. The second myth, that poverty is a sign of spirituality, also has no biblical foundation. Think of the great figures in the Bible. Solomon, one of the wisest and richest men who ever lived. Abraham, who was blessed with land and livestock. And even Joseph of Egypt, who went from prison to become the most powerful man in the empire. What did they all have in common? Obedience to divine principles. So, what are these principles that can lead someone to wealth without straying from faith? The first is the law of sowing and reaping. Galatians 6 verse 7 says, whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. This is one of the most powerful laws of life. What you plant today determines what you will harvest tomorrow. And this applies to everything. If you plant effort, dedication, and discipline, the harvest will inevitably be success. If you plant laziness, procrastination, and waste, the result will be failure. Think about this. The most successful people in the world follow this rule, even without realizing it. The second principle is wisdom in management. The book of Proverbs is practically a financial manual. It teaches us that earning money is not enough. We must know how to manage it. One of the biggest reasons many people never escape financial stagnation is that they spend everything they earn. There is no planning, no savings, no multiplication. Joseph, in Egypt, understood this and stored part of the harvest during years of abundance to survive the years of scarcity. And you, how have you been managing your resources? The third principle is tithing and strategic generosity. Many people confuse giving with the fear of losing, but in reality, the principle of tithing and offering goes far beyond what most imagine. When you understand that giving does not make you poorer, but instead places you in a cycle of prosperity, your relationship with money completely changes. It's about trusting that the source never runs dry and that the flow of blessings continues to move. The fourth principle is excellence in work. Whatever you do, do it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3 verse 23. This is the key to turning any ordinary job into something extraordinary. The world does not reward mediocrity, but those who go above and beyond expectations. Look at any great successful entrepreneur. They started small, but it was their excellence that took them to higher levels. And the fifth principle is the power of the right connections. Who do you listen to? Who do you surround yourself with? The Bible teaches that bad company corrupts good character. You cannot expect to prosper while being surrounded by people who constantly complain about life and lack ambition. If you want to grow, you need to surround yourself with people who lift you up, who have a mindset of abundance, and who have already achieved what you desire. Now that you know the 5 principles, it's time to identify the mistakes that might be preventing you from prospering. The first fatal mistake is the lack of planning. The Bible speaks about the man who started building a tower but did not calculate the costs and could not finish it. This happens to many people who want to get rich but do not have a clear strategy. The second mistake is consumerism and debt. Impulse buying, spending more than you earn, and living on borrowed money are behaviors that trap anyone. A wise person manages their resources well and knows how to differentiate between desires and needs. The third mistake is a lack of action. Many people say they trust God to provide, but they do not do their part. James 2 verse 26 teaches us that faith without works is dead. If you want changes in your financial life, you need to take action. So, how can you apply all this in practice? First, define a clear vision of what you want financially. What is your goal? Financial independence? Getting out of debt? Multiplying your wealth? Have this well defined. Second, eliminate waste and create a system to multiply your money. Cut unnecessary expenses and start investing. Even if it's a small amount, the important thing is to build a path to growth. Third, strengthen your abundance mindset. What you believe about money directly affects how it flows into your life. Fourth, live by the principles taught here. So, manage well, work with excellence, be generous, and connect with the right people. Many people believe that wealth is only linked to external factors like luck, opportunities, or even privileges. However, the Bible teaches us that prosperity begins within us in how we think. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." This means that your financial reality is directly influenced by your mindset. If you believe you will never be prosperous, that money is hard to earn, that only dishonest people get rich, then that will be your reality. The first step to changing your financial life is to change your mindset about money. Billionaires and successful entrepreneurs do not just work hard. They think differently. They see money as a resource that can be multiplied, not as something that slips through their hands. A common mistake that prevents people from advancing financially is the fear of money. They fear investing, fear losing, fear taking risks. The Bible teaches us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. To prosper, you must overcome this mental barrier and start seeing money as a tool to create more value in the world. Another important point is to avoid the scarcity mindset. This type of thinking makes people believe that they can only get rich if someone else becomes poor. However, the Bible teaches the opposite principle, abundance. When Jesus multiplied the loaves and fishes, he showed that God does not work with scarcity, but with provision. Wealth is available to those who know how to manage resources well and seek opportunities. So, how can you change your financial mindset in practice? First, eliminate limiting beliefs. If you grew up hearing that money is dirty, that the rich won't enter heaven, or that making money requires exploitation, start questioning those ideas. Second, surround yourself with knowledge. Read books on finance, study investments, learn about entrepreneurship. The more knowledge you have, the better prepared you'll be to make wise financial decisions. And third, practice gratitude and visualize your prosperity. The Bible teaches us to give thanks even before receiving, because gratitude opens doors to new opportunities. Finally, remember that wealth should not be an end,